Welcome back to Head to Heart Daily Devo. We are on week 10, day 4 now, and we are continuing right after Jesus told the people, give to Caesar what is Caesar and to God what is God's. A cool reminder that we have the image of God in us, and we are to live for Him because He created us. We are His, and we're going right into another Q&A of Jesus. That was a question and answer that Jesus silenced his questioners, and we have another tough question that's given to Jesus, and we get to see the wisdom in the way he answers. So verse 27 to 40, chapter 19 is our reading for today. So chapter 19, 27 to 40. Grab that Bible and journal, and here we go. Some of the Sadducees who say there is no resurrection came to Jesus with a question. Teacher, they said, Moses wrote for us that if a man's brother dies and leaves a wife but no children, the man must marry the widow and raise up offspring for his brother. Now there were 7 brothers. The first one married a woman and died childless. The second one, and then the third married her, and in the same way the 7 died, leaving no children. Finally, the woman died too. Now then, at the resurrection, whose wife will she be, since the 7 were married to her? So the Sadducees have devised this question that they think disproves resurrection, because they think there's no way to explain away this question of, like, if there's a woman and she gets married 7 times, when they all get resurrected, whose husband is she? Because she married a bunch of people at different times in her life. And so Jesus replied, the people of this age marry and are given in marriage, but those who are considered worthy of taking part in the age to come and in the resurrection from the dead will neither marry nor be given in marriage, and they can no longer die, for they are all like the angels. They are God's children, since they are children of the resurrection. But in the account of the burning bush, even Moses showed that the dead rise, for he calls the Lord the God of Abraham, and the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. He is not the God of the dead, but of the living, for to him all are alive. Some of the teachers of the law responded, well said, teacher, and no one dared to ask him any more questions. So Jesus replies that you guys in this world, yes, we get married and we die, but we know nothing of the world to come. Or really, Jesus is saying, you don't understand what it's going to be like in the age to come. There's not going to be marriage. So that's interesting. He says there won't be marriage in heaven. He says there will be no death in heaven, so he's revealing these things. And so Jesus just shows us once again his knowledge that really surpasses our knowledge. He knows what the age to come is going to be like, because he is God. He knows this, and he just kind of silences this idea that there's not going to be a resurrection. He's like, no, there is a resurrection, because to God all are alive, and to those who are considered worthy of the age to come. So he points to this idea that there will be some there who are worthy of heaven, but there's others who aren't. And so that's kind of an ominous statement, but what the rest of Jesus's message shows is that the ones who are considered worthy of being there in heaven, those are the Christians. Those are the ones who have faith in Jesus. It's not good people who work their way to heaven that are worthy of heaven, because Jesus tells us no one is worthy, no one is good enough. It's not good people who go to heaven, it's forgiven people who go to heaven. People who recognize their sin and ask for forgiveness from Jesus, who pays our debt with his death. That's what we're about to see, but it's the forgiveness of Jesus that makes us worthy of that. And then it's the transformed life that is the outcome of that. We begin to live a good life after we recognize our sin, after we recognize our need for Jesus. He then comes, and out of our love for him, we begin to live a better life. So, tangent there about faith in heaven and who makes it. My question for you today is this, maybe a fun one. When you think of heaven, what do you think of? Because it's kind of a mysterious topic, and it's fun to think into, but I think it's good for us to think about the life to come, because that gives us hope in this life. When things aren't great, when things suck, when people die, we have this reminder of the heaven to come is going to be a place of no tears. There will be no sadness. There will be no death. crazy to think about, but that's our hope. That's what we have to look forward to, is that eternity with Jesus and God in heaven. And your prayer for today is this: Jesus, we just thank you once again for what you've done for us. We thank you that we are given the opportunity to live in heaven with you for eternity because of your sacrifice. We thank you for that, and help us to remember that. So that's your encouragement for today. I hope you have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow for the next video. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good night.